Back in October, Sheriff Chad Chronister said it was the worst case of human trafficking he had ever seen.
As global headlines continue to shed light on the pressing issue of human trafficking, innovative young minds are stepping up to the challenge. A student from DePaul University named Adriana Pinzaro has proposed using the power of artificial intelligence to make a tangible difference in the world of human trafficking. Spokeo's CEO Harrison Tang was honored to sit down with the talented student to discuss her background, her innovations, and to honor her with the 2023 Spokeo Scholarship Award.
I know you're study at DePaul University, but do you mind kind of share with us a little bit about your background and history?
Yeah, so a little bit about me and my studies is that currently I'm double majoring in computer science and I'm adding a double major in cybersecurity. And then I'm also double minoring in data science to help me with my AI research as a Motorola Solutions Foundation scholar, and then double minoring in software engineering. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to really focus on getting as much technical knowledge and skills as I can on the time I'm in school to go and apply them to things like, building a startup. For instance, I'm really passionate about my startup Flock, which is focused on making safer college campuses and just reducing the amounts of sexual assaults on campus for women. And I mean, that's ultimately what I'm passionate about, is using technology and stuff like AI to make a really large social impact.
Wow. So you had to study cryptography, large number theories, and stats at the same time. But what got you interested in tech in general? Are you just naturally interested in math and science, or is there a particular story that got you interested?
Yeah. So in high school, I guess the thing that really, I was always interested in entrepreneurship and business, but unfortunately, during high school, one of my close family friends got subject to human trafficking. And so what I ended up doing is I focused a lot of my experience, and I did a lot of research projects, research papers, and everything dedicated to try to figure out how I can use AI to combat human trafficking. And ultimately, that's why I would say a lot of my experience is focused on artificial intelligence, for instance, data science research and stuff like that, because ultimately what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to combine my startup with nonprofit efforts and trying to combine it both with an AI anti-human trafficking nonprofit.
That's cool. I know you have this project in regards to leveraging AI to combat sex trafficking, but can you kind of go a little bit deeper? I know you kind of mentioned that in your essay, but can you go a little bit deeper on how it works, and then how do you plan to leverage AI technology to combat human trafficking?
Yeah, so basically how it works is there are three primarily AI models for it. We used a hotel room data set that consisted of hotel images that, were places where pictures were taken of victims that had to face human trafficking. And so what we did was we had three models. We had the trafficking indicator model that focused on just trying to match hotel rooms to see the accuracy of it. And so we combined that with the outlier AI model, which I focused a lot on developing. We used a web scraper, and what we're trying to do now is focusing on trying to make it dynamic. And we try to get images from hotel sites. We try to figure out with the trafficking indicator model, which of these outliers, has indications of human trafficking. And then we use the BERT AI model also to try to use sentiment analysis to try to figure out based on review ratings and stuff like that, which ones are more negative. And then we also use the OpenAI API to go and provide an explanation for what makes these things outliers. And then on top of that, our third model is the anonymization model, which basically because we're going to be focusing on using this model on as a web scraper, it basically is going to apply a mask. So basically, because obviously, so this tool is sent to law enforcement, and we need to it's you need to cover you need to blur parts of the image, because obviously you can't it's very graphic. And so we applied a masking model, and it would apply in painting, also using OpenAI's API. And ultimately what it would do is we'd use all these three models and then use it, and we would file a report for law enforcement. And then I could go on about how we're going to apply it, because that's actually what I'm going to be focusing on next week. But yeah, that's more about the technical stuff of it.
So what's the most challenging aspect of your project, and kind of how you overcome it?
I guess the hardest part of this project was just I needed to recreate like the anonymization model like multiple times because it was so annoying. I couldn't like figure out how to make it like how to use an in-painting model that like wouldn't completely distort the image. And then it was like, oh wow, OpenAI's API, like the Dolly one did it best. And I'm like, I could have just used that one first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nowadays these large language models, they all have APIs, and I'm not sure you even need to know how it works. It just magically works.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you definitely picked the right study. So like if you win this scholarship, like what do you plan to do with it?
So basically, I mean, everything I do, because currently like this summer I'm doing three like internship experiences in my startup. And like what I'd like to do is, you know, I'm doing these internship experience obviously for practical knowledge, but also because partially I need money to fund my studies because I am like taking all these extra classes and going overload on my schedule. I'm doing summer classes and stuff like that. And so gaining like this scholarship would honestly like just alleviate me of like the financial strain of having to pick up like so many things and just solely focus on like building my startup, which is honestly what I'm like ultimately the most passionate about.
I'm really happy to kind of surprise you a little bit that you are the winner of the Spokeo AI Scholarship.
Wait, are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think your essay really shines through, as I mentioned. I think the content, right? You know, that's not going to be able to, ChatGPT couldn't do that. They can make up stuff. Well, you know, I really enjoy our conversation. And to be very frank, your essay on the building AI for a safer tomorrow was really an innovative take on how do you use AI to combat human trafficking. I mean, you know, we allow people and basically submittants and applicants to use AI to write the essays. But I think that the fact that you are able to actually go into, you know, the ChatGPT can write English all right, but they can't really fill in the content for you. So I think the fact that you were able to get into all these details, I think really shines through.
Thank you so much. This is an incredible opportunity. It's like been amazing to meet you.
Oh, no, thank you. Well, thanks and congratulations.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Adriana, for your wonderful essay and for being our 2023 scholarship winner. If you know any student that is passionate about innovation in tech, follow us on our social channels or send us an email to get updates on future scholarships.